Hey everybody, welcome back to Glenn's Garage. Today's video, we're going to be doing a little leather bolster touch-up on the CTS behind me here. Alright, so we're going to be working today on a '08 CTS, the car we recently bought. It's 15 years old. It's in really nice shape. Low mileage, but it does have some wear on the driver's bolsters on the leather seats, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I've ordered a leather dye and cleaner for it, and I'll just show you what I ordered here. There is another video on my channel of doing the complete interior on a BMW where I had stripped everything out and did it all. But this is just going to be a touch-up of a couple of bolsters. So this is what I ordered here. It was a leather dye. There's my bag here still. And a cleaner and a kit. It's from a company called Auto Leather Dye in Virginia. I've used them before. I used it on the BMW. It stood up really well. It seemed to anyway. It seemed to stand up well. Good color match. So I've ordered it again. We're going to try just doing some touch-ups instead of doing the whole seat. Now, obviously the first thing you've got to do is get the right color. And we'll find out if this is the right color. So you need to get the interior color code for your vehicle. And depending on the vehicle as to where you're going to find that code. Now on the Cadillac, and I think probably GM's, it's around the spare tire in the back of the car in the trunk. There's a tag there, it gives you a paint code, it gives you actually every option that's on the vehicle, and it gives you the interior code. Now, I could not relate that to the numbers they had on their website, so I went to the dealer and he put in the VIN and he gave me the actual name of the color, which is, I think, light platinum or something like that. So when I do that, you can then look it up on their website, on the Leather Dye website, and I've ordered that color. So we're going to see if that's going to work. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the area we're going to be touching up. And like I said, these seats, the whole interior is in pretty amazing condition, but if you can see it here, here's the wear. And that's just from sliding every time and then creasing every time. And there's a little bit down here as well. So we're going to be trying to do this bolster and this bolster, and we'll see how that comes up. Obviously we're going to try and make sure we don't do things like the tags here, so it makes it not obvious it's been done. That's the whole idea, is to try and do this so it doesn't look obvious. Okay, so job one, clean it, get it clean. The dye won't adhere, it's not going to stay adhered if there's greases or dirt or anything else on the leather here. So we need to get it as clean as we can first before we start anything else. So, you know, in my case, I ordered their cleaner that comes with it. I've used it before, it seems to work really well. Obviously up to you what cleaner you use. So anyway, we're going to spray that on. Use a little scrub pad here. Again, that came with the kit, to agitate the leather and then wipe it off with a microfiber or terry towel cloth. White's good because you can see the dirt's coming off. And you'll probably be quite surprised. This has been cleaned already. There's probably still going to be more come off here. So just to spray it on. All right, and then we'll just take the cloth, do a wipe. You can see the dirt coming off there. That's pretty amazing. especially considering this has been cleaned once already. So we're going to do that 2 or 3 times on here until we're fairly confident we've got all the leather conditioner off and all the dirt out, and then we'll move on to the dyeing stage. Alright, so I've got the seat all cleaned, all been wiped down. I have masked off the plastic trim. I'm not disassembling the seat or taking it out of the car, so I've masked off the plastic trim, effectively making sure we don't get leather dye on stuff that isn't leather. I also have masked off the airbag tag here just so it becomes less obvious there's been any leather dyeing done. Make a nice neat job. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pour a little of the leather into a container. In this case it's a margarine container, a very clean margarine container, and then you apply it with a foam pad, I guess you'd call it. They send one, it's a larger one, so I just cut a piece off it so I can handle it properly. I also have a small foam brush if I need to dab it in, and what you have to do is apply 3 or 4 light coats, and from my experience working on the BMW in the past, that is very true. And then between coats, you can dry it using a hairdryer lightly. It dries quite quickly, but use a hairdryer. So that's what I will be doing. And then I'm going to use a hairdryer on the seat before I start, just to make sure everything is dry right down in the seams after using all the cleaner, and B, it'll warm it up slightly because it's a bit of a chilly morning out here. So, all right, so we're ready to put the dye on. I'm going to try one tiny little spot right down here. Under here, I'll just put a little on this foam brush, and then we're going to check, make sure the color looks reasonable before we start spreading it all over. Okay, I'm just going to show you what we got here. Okay, so there's this tiny little area here we just put the dye on. You can see there's a very, very slight color difference there, but it's very close. So I think this is going to be nice. It's going to be good. That's only 2 coats. It needs 4. So we'll get that on, and we'll show you what this looks like after it's been dyed. I'll use a little brush to just finish off that bit, the seam there. Make sure we get in all the stitching. And my personal technique is I find dabbing it on first and then smoothing it out seems to work well, but obviously everyone will develop their own technique for doing this. You can also spray it, apparently. Okay, so this is the finished product. You can see there where all the wear was all on this edge here. It's all blended in nicely. What I did end up having to do is blend the dye out here, because I found as I built up 3 or 4 coats, it was starting to get a shade or 2 different than the original. So I didn't want this line here to be a different color than this, so I built it up mostly in this area where the wear was, and then I blended it out by spreading it with the foam pad and then using my hands and gloves and just blending the leather dye out. And it's come up really quite nice. It's difficult to see the difference in the color by doing that. And the same in here. There's some blending that went on in here on these seams. So yeah, very well pleased with that. Well worth doing, in my opinion. Just keeps the leather looking nice, and I've got lots of dye left if I have to touch up anything else down the road. Alright, thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you're looking to do some leather dyeing, leather touch-up, I hope it was helpful for you. Like I said, there is another video on my channel where I did the leather dyeing on door panels and seats and everything else on a BMW. That was complete, whereas this has just been a touch-up. Either way, I think it's worth doing. If your seats are in good shape, it certainly does help to prolong their life and keep them looking much nearer new. If you enjoyed the video, a like, subscribe would be great. It'd be much appreciated. And until next time, drive safe, everybody.